That one looked better to me.
Wish I could do that during a round of golf.
The thing that I hesitate to tell people, but I'll tell you, is one thing that I see, and most golfers struggle with this, is just that transition of weight into the lead side. Like you said, when you got fast, you got quick, that weight tends to get stuck on that trail side, and we bottom out too far back here, right? And you sense that in your swing, and because you know you're gonna bottom out early, you don't wanna hit it fat, so what you do is you early extend. You know, your body extends up and you hit the eject button, and essentially you hit it thin.
You're out of
So
it.
it's either you're thin or fat when you get quick, because that weight gets trapped on that trail side, and you're not getting that weight into that lead side so that we can properly bottom out over here. So just a slower transition to give yourself time to get that weight into the lead side.
Yeah.
Oh, perfect, dude.
Yeah, that felt really good.
When you slow that transition down, is you're giving yourself time to get into that lead side. When we get up to the top and we go quick, that weight gets trapped on the trail side and we bottom out early, we're either gonna hit it fat or thin. The chance of making solid contact when you get quick from the top with the arms and you don't get that transfer of weight into the lead side is few and far between, because you're having to then time it up with your hands. When you get to the top, you want to feel like gravity is kind of starting your swing, and then you can take over.
60% is not as easy as it sounds.
Oh, no, not at all. Here's the thing, it doesn't have to be 60%.
Right.
You just have to, and you can still, the thing that I hesitate to tell people, but I'll tell you, is you can still swing 100%, you just can't do it so fast. You have to give yourself time to transition that weight. Once that weight gets on that lead side, you can go as fast as you want, and you're gonna hit it good. But the problem people run into is they get to the top of the swing and then their arms get quick and that weight just gets stuck, right? So as long as you give yourself time to get that weight into the lead side, after it gets there, you can swing as hard as you want. But people make the mistake when they hear that, is I can swing as hard as I want. But really, you've got to get up to the top, almost feel like you're gonna pause at the top. It won't look like it, but it might feel like it to you, feel like you're gonna pause, just to let that weight get into that lead side, and then you can rotate through. Because once the weight's there, that's really all that matters. You just have to get the weight to that side. So just a slower transition from backswing to downswing.
It feels more solid.
The feel is different for everybody in that quickness. Like, some people like to think, okay, I'm just gonna like half swing, and that helps them slow down the transition. But really, once you get past the transition, your natural instinct's gonna kick in and you're gonna swing the club fast. Whatever the feel is, you have to get to just slow that transition piece down. If I were to do this in super slow motion, I would go to the top here, and then right before I got to the top, you can see my weight's moving into that lead side, right? Before my arms come into the shot, my weight's into that lead side, and then from there, from that point, I can just rotate through the shot and use my lead leg as a post to post up off of, as opposed to trying to swing with the weight still on that trail side, and then you're having to try to flip through impact to try to make solid contact. I feel like that transition is gonna be almost like you're pausing at the top. It won't be a pause, but it may feel that way to you.
Yeah, that one felt good.
So what did that transition feel like to you? Did it feel
almost
like
a pause?
Yeah, it didn't look like it at all.
It did feel like it.
Yeah, so again, what you feel and what's real in golf, two different things. That looked just like a really smooth swing.
I'm gonna try and pause.
And it doesn't have to be a pause, just the feel, right?
Yeah.
That was money.
That felt so good.
Oh my gosh. That feel you've got is perfect, right? Like you're gonna pause. It's not a pause, it feels like it to you, but what it does is it gives you that fraction of a second to move that weight into that lead side, so that we can bottom out on the target side of the ball, right? We're not having to bottom out here or even behind the ball and then try to flip to make that solid contact. You're getting into that lead side really good, and on both of those you did that, the club face was square. When you get quick and that weight gets trapped on that trail side, you know I'm gonna have to make some kind of manipulation at the bottom to try to square it up, so you get flippy, and then that affects the club face too. If you can just slow that transition down enough to get that weight into the lead side, you won't have to feel like you're manipulating anything through impact. You're just going to be able to swing freely. Most golfers have it. We get to the top of that backswing and we just feel like it's time to go,
Yeah,
right? You get, okay, I'm at the top, now I want to fire, right? When really, if we can get to the top, just pause for that split second. It doesn't even look like a pause, but just enough to get our weight shifted into that lead side, right? Then you can rotate through. If you look at a slow motion of Rory or any of those guys, like face on slow motion, you'll see like as they're taking the club back, their weight is shifting back, but somewhere around here, they actually start that move towards the ball. Their arms are still moving back,
going.
but their weight is actually shifting into that lead side before they even get to the top of the swing. And then by the time they get to the top and they start their arms, their weight's already on that lead side.
That felt like a pause, and it felt really good.
Yeah, I mean, good Lord. Look at that, that's the furthest one you've hit.
That one felt really good.
It was right over the top of the flag.
Now that felt like I stopped.
Yeah, and it didn't look like it at all. So that's the
great.
feel you need to have just to give yourself that split second to get that weight into the lead side. For most golfers, as they go throughout a round and they're hitting it bad, they just get quicker and quicker and quicker.
To try and fix it.
Yeah, it's
but
trying to fix it,
not.
and it's the human psychology of I don't want to hit this bad shot, so I want to get it over with as fast as possible. Golf is not like every other sport. Football, basketball, baseball, they're all reactionary sports. You're reacting to that ball coming to you to hit it in baseball. In basketball, somebody passes it to you, you have to react and catch it. Golf, the ball just sits there, it doesn't move. There's no need for us to be in a hurry to hit that ball, right? We can take our time.
It's not going anywhere.
Exactly. The ball's going to sit there until you hit it, so we can take our time in that swing and let that weight move into the lead side. It's not like once we start our swing, we have to hit it before it moves. I feel like that's what a lot of people feel like. As soon as they start that swing, they're already wanting to hit the ball. Be deliberate in your swing. I'm not saying be slow, but you just have to be deliberate, and you have to give yourself that extra split second at the top just to move that weight into that lead side. That was so
Again, that felt like I
good.
stopped.
A fat shot and a thin shot are the same swing flaw.
They are.
Yes, it's because your weight gets stuck on the trail side. The fat shot is you don't do anything about it, so you bottom out and hit the ground. The thin shot is, oh, I realize my weight's stuck on my trail side, I'm gonna hit this fat, so you hit the eject button and pull up, and then you hit it thin.
Okay.
Your swing thought right now, the only thing I want you to think is, feel like I'm gonna pause at the top.
Okay.
Because that's gonna give you the time you need to move into the lead side. Because when you do slow that transition down, you make a great move into the ball, but when your arms get quick and they wanna, get yanked down into that shot, that's when that weight gets stuck, and you feel it, right? Even though the swing happens so fast, you feel it, and you pull up because you don't want to hit it fat, because it's like Marco Mira told us, thin to win.
Right.
Anything you're changing in the golf swing, it takes two things. It takes a conscious effort on every swing, and then it just takes repetition, doing it over and over and over with that conscious effort, because if you don't have that conscious effort, you're just going to revert to your natural tendency, right? And for you right now, it's just to get to the top and go. Like, you get to the top of that backswing and your brain says, go.
Grip it and rip it.
Yes, so you've got to be consciously thinking, I'm gonna get to the top, feel like I pause, and then go.
The hard part is when you start hitting it good, you gain more confidence, and it makes you want to go faster.
Right? You're still swinging full when you feel like you pause at the top. You're still getting just as much club head speed, if not more, because you're able to create a little bit more lag, because when you get stuck on that trail side, you're forced to flip. So you're getting rid of that lag early. Somebody who's able to get into that lead side and hold that lag longer is actually releasing that club, and it's when the club hits the ball, it's maximum club head speed. Even if it might feel like you're doing something slower in the swing, if you can create lag and hold the lag longer, you're gonna get more club head speed at the moment of impact. Then if you feel like you're swinging really fast, getting stuck on the trail side, because then to make decent contact, you have to flip, and you're getting rid of that lag early. Trying to yank the hands down is not going to give you more distance.
That's
right?
exactly what it feels like.
Yeah.
It's just difficult.
It is, right?
It's difficult.
For sure, because those old patterns are in there, right? Those old tendencies are in there. You get to the top, yeah, because you got to think, how many swings have you made where that is just what you do? You don't even think about it, it's what you do. So that's why you have to be so aware and conscious of that, whatever the swing change is. For you right now, it's feel like I'm going to pause at the top. And even with this, over-exaggerate it.
That one felt really good.
Yeah, that one looked good. Your natural tendency is just to get to the top and go. So you've got to over-exaggerate the other way. Just feel like you're going to get to the top and let your hands hang out at the top of the swing for as long as they possibly can.
Pull a Hideki.
Before you, yeah, almost. Or that's what it's going to feel like.
Right.
You won't do that because you're so quick. It'll just look like Ernie Els or Fred Couples if you try to do a Hideki. And like you said, you can barely feel it.
Yes.
Or you have to over-exaggerate to an extreme to be able to feel it. You've got to get to the point to where that becomes a normal sensation for you.
Because fast feels
Normal to you, right? Yeah, exactly.
I really feel it now that you've made me do it another way. I really feel I can feel when I get fast.